And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel, and today we're taking a look at a game called Love Dinosaurs. It's an odd name, right? And it really doesn't have anything to do with anything. The theme is essentially, you are a god, you are controlling your own little world, and you love dinosaurs, so you want dinosaurs to reign supreme. That is the setup for what is essentially an abstract game. Not necessarily abstract, I guess that's too strong of a word, because you do have prey who get eaten by predators, who then get eaten by dinosaurs, who then lay eggs which are worth points. That part may not be so thematic, but it doesn't really matter. You're drafting tiles in this game, building up an area, trying to score points. Here's how it plays. Each player has their own tile in front of them with their own ecosystem that you're building. You have a dinosaur in the middle on a mountain with a nest that corresponds and 3 eggs, and then 3 different types of prey, rodents, rabbits, and amphibians. And you are trying to get the most eggs in this game. You're going to be doing so by picking tiles from this board here. So on your turn, you'll take a tile and you'll attach it somewhere to your ecosystem. So let's say I put it here. If I have an animal on this tile, like this one shows a rodent, I would add that here. Not everyone does. So for example, I could add this one here. I could maybe add this one over here. And this one shows a tiger on it, a saber tooth on it. Or if I added this one here, I would add an eagle to that spot. And so players are going to be doing that. Now, if at any point, when you take one of these animals, if you're the last person to take something from a column, then the animal in that column is going to activate. When you activate it, they're going to act differently. First, if you activate prey, prey is going to expand. So let's say I activated rodents. Each of my rodents here would expand, but they're only going to expand into the same type of territory. So maybe this one would expand down here. This one might expand over here, since that territory, that's basically wild and counts as all the different territories. If I expanded my amphibian, I could expand it here. If amphibians expanded again, both of these would be able to expand, but there's no terrain for them to expand in, so I wouldn't be able to do that. And if you have nothing from that type, you don't expand at all. So that's what happens when you activate prey. When you take the last tile from a predator column, each predator can move and eat prey. So for example, a tiger can move 2 spaces, changing direction if possible. So it could go 1, 2 like that, and it would eat that prey. The eagle can move up to 3 spots in a straight line. So maybe it would just move 1 here and eat that prey. If you don't eat a prey with a predator, then the predator starves and is removed from the board. And that's a pretty big deal. Why? Because as you remove these tiles, eventually you're going to remove the tiles from where the dinosaur is. There's a dinosaur here at the bottom of the board. So first I would activate the prey there, and then it's time to activate dinosaurs. If you don't have a dinosaur on your starting mountain, you can pay an egg to put another dinosaur there. And then dinosaurs are going to be moving, and they're moving from one mountain to another. It can even be back to the same mountain you started from. And they move 3 spaces, and they're trying to eat predators. And for each predator that you eat, you're going to get another egg, which, remember, is how you win the game. Once that's done, the dinosaur is going to move over one, so it's going to be activated when a different column goes off, and then you're going to draw from the tiles here and refill the columns, and the game will continue on until that can no longer happen, in which case you count up your eggs, and whoever has the most points is the winner. The components for the games are nice. You can see all the different wooden pieces here, bright colors, and also different shapes with the dinosaurs. My only complaint would be they have these golden eggs, which definitely don't look golden, but that's a very minor complaint. The tiles themselves, I mean, it looks really cool as you're slowly building this cascade in front of you. The tiles have different backs on them, so you put out all the A's first and the B's, and that's just to assure that you have a nice set up in front of you. But as you slowly build this in front of you, this cool ecosystem, it looks really neat as you put the animals on it. And it's really easy to distinguish the different colors from each other. Overall, I'm very impressed with the components of this game, especially since there's a very nice plastic insert that everything fits into. Now, we've played this game on our channel, so you can see a little bit of how it plays through. It plays through very straightforward. You're just going to have a bunch of tiles out there. You take a tile, and you are sitting there thinking several things when you take a tile. What does the tile give me? Does it expand land? Does it give you a mountain? You want more mountains because you can move your dinosaur onto another mountain, which then allows you to build a new dinosaur, and having more dinosaurs allows you to go out there and eat more things. But for dinosaurs to eat things, you need predators, so you want to take predators. But for predators to survive, you want to take prey. So that's obvious, you're taking these things. But you're also considering what column you're taking them from because you're going to activate that animal. Why should I activate the rabbits when you have a pile of them and we'll get a pile on the board, but it doesn't help me much? You take that tile. But I really want that tile. So there's a bit of cross thinking there, as in, this is the tile I want, but what column is it going to activate? Eventually, the dinosaurs are going to activate. And sometimes it's possible to quickly activate the dinosaur twice in a row if that column is taken very quickly. But for the most part, the dinosaur activates when more than half the tiles are gone. It just seems to work out that way. And then when the dinosaurs go, you want them to eat predators, because if you don't get points. So you need your predators to stay alive, so you need them to eat prey. But if you eat your prey too quickly before your prey multiplies, then you have nothing for your predators to eat. So this is a fairly thinky game with a dollop of luck in it because of the tiles that come out. And if you play with more players, a good scooping of chaos because you don't really have a choice on what you're going to do. In fact, I think the game plays best with 3 or even maybe with 2, because when you play with more players, you sit there and go, well, I don't know what animals are going to activate before my next turn. It could be anything. There's a lot of moves that are going to be, 4 people are taking a tile before I go. So the concept is pretty cool. Build your prey. You're trying to build your tile in such a way so that your prey spread kind of naturally. You don't hem yourself in a corner. Get predators so that they can move in the proper ways. The eagles can move 3, but it's only in a straight line. So you got to be careful where you put your prey in relationship to the eagles. The tigers are easier to move, so people want those predators. But if I have a tiger, and by the way, when tigers eat prey, I didn't mention this in the thing, they will have more predators will come out. And that's how they basically reproduce. So eating is good. You'll reproduce more, which makes more for the dinosaurs to eat. But if the dinosaurs, if you eat your predators too quickly, then they're gone and you have to get tiles with more. So there's a lot of little thinking that goes on in this game. It's okay. I don't love this game. It's very abstract, which is fine. I mean, dinosaurs is one of my favorite themes. I don't know why. I just like dinosaurs. The game should be called Tom Loves Dinosaurs. I really do. I get what this game is doing. You're placing these out there. It's just that I've had a few games of this which I felt like I was on my heels the whole game, because in this game, if you fall behind somebody else, it's really hard to catch back up. If all my prey get eaten, for example, and I'm like, oh, well, that didn't work out well, I'll start taking tiles with more prey. But if someone else managed to grow their prey and eat those, it's one of these games where halfway through you can say, I'm not going to catch Sally. She's that far ahead of me. And so because of that, the game loses a lot of excitement at that point. But here's the thing. To me, the game is never really exciting at any point. You take things, you move stuff around. It's a very solitary game in one aspect because you're building your own thing here. And in the other aspect, it's not, because you're taking tiles that other people want. But I don't know that those two mesh as smoothly as you might think. I've noticed a lot of people are really enjoying this game online. And I didn't have a bad time playing it. I thought it was fine. But it's not one that excited me enough that I want to keep going back to it. And there's a lot of dinosaur games out there. So if you're looking for the theme of dinosaur games, I don't know that I would recommend this one, because from the same company itself, they have Dinosaur Island, and that's really cool, and Dinosaur World coming up, and I'm much more excited about those. But if you take the theming out, forget about the dinosaur parts, and just think about taking the tiles and building something, I got to admit, this is very unique. I've never seen a game like it. It's interesting and well put together. but it's not one that I'm really interested in. After I play it, it almost leaves me feeling a little cold, like, interesting exercise. What's next? And I don't know that there was fun involved in it, for me anyway. So that's God's Love Dinosaurs. Like I said, it's definitely up some people's alleys, but not mine as much. I'm Tom Vasel. We'll see you all next time. Dice Tower Judgment, it's okay.